Okay, here we are in the Morgan garage again. This is a picture of our old water heater, which I just pulled out today. I did a video the other day when I installed our new water softener, and I thought everything was hunky-dory, and the old water heater had been kind of acting funny for a while, but I thought flushing it out and then getting the new water softener, I just had my fingers crossed that it was going to make it work better, but it didn't. 2 days after I put the water softener in, the water heater died. So I had to uninstall the water softener here. I had to pull it out, pull everything out, and then I had to also pull out the hot water heater, and I installed a new one. It's an A.O. Smith. Let me get this out of the way. It's an A.O. Smith that I got at Lowe's last night, and I got it for I think $439. And I was just going to show a few things in case somebody else needs to do this job. Thought about having a plumber do it, but then I looked at it and said, you know, for $400 or $500 it's going to cost me to get it installed. I'll do it myself. So up on the top there, you see the supply lines. The one, obviously the blue is the incoming water, and the red is going back out to the house. And the incoming line, you can't see it from where the camera is right now, but it had these old copper flex lines on it right here. These are the old ones. And it had an old, I don't like those turn shut-off valves like that. I like the ball valves. So anyway, I replaced those, but I cut them off, and I didn't want to have to solder the copper and everything. I've done it before, but I just didn't want to go out and have to get a little propane bottle and get some flux and solder and do that and everything else. So Jeff Fletcher's probably going to scold me for this, but those are SharkBite hoses with SharkBite connections on the end. So far they seem to be working great. I did have to cut off our hood vent pipe here a little bit. I don't really know why, because this water heater is almost identical in size to the old one, but for some reason there was no way I could get it to line up. So I had to cut about 3 or 4 inches off the pipe there, then resealed it with the silver duct tape and everything seems to be working fine. There's the vent hat you can see there. I did the test on that with the smoke. You know, I blew out a match and I stuck the match underneath there, and it was sucking the smoke up instead of blowing it out, which according to everything I read online is what you want. That means the vent's working properly, so we're good there. On the pressure relief valve, a lot of the new ones go straight down to the floor into a drain now. I don't have a drain here. This thing's elevated a little bit out in the garage. So what I did was I just took this and I connected it over here on the wall. This goes through the wall, goes that down the wall, and then comes outside where it drains. The old one did. So I just connected this to the old line there. So again, I used a couple of SharkBite elbows to make that happen, and ran it here. And this is all running downslope. It's got a little downward grade on it, so I believe it's all up to code. And so if there's ever a problem, that water should run right out of there. And then coming down, I did put a new flex gas line on here as well. I tested that probably 5 or 6 times in the last couple of hours with soapy water, and it is not leaking at all. This thing fired right up, and we've got hot water. I did put an oversized drain pan in here. The old one we had was it was almost exactly the size of the water heater, and so it filled up real easy. So we bought a new drain pan, so I put all that in there. And then before I put the water softener back in here, I had also ordered, this is an 82-foot hose reel, and this is from a company called HoseLink. I did a lot of research online, and this company, it's an Australian company. They started distributing their products here in the US about 5 years ago. and they get rave reviews. It's supposed to be really good quality. And so I got this. I came yesterday just in time. So I put this up today. Mounting it on the wall is pretty heavy. And so I wanted to make sure I got this thing into 2 studs. They give you some anchor bolts, which are mainly made for, I think, masonry or concrete. But since this is in sheetrock, I wanted to make sure I got into 2 studs. So the mount here is not that wide. So what I did was I went out and bought a metal plate at our local hardware store, and then this is going into 1 stud on the right side and another stud on the other side, and then I've got this bolted into the plate from the back side, so it is not going anywhere. I mean, I can hang on this thing, so it's really strong. And this thing rotates 180 degrees, and like I say, it's got an 82-foot hose in there, and then I think it's 6 or 8 feet right here that you can go to your water source. I have this plumbed into the outlet side of the water softener, so we can get softened, and I believe it's spot-free water to wash the cars and wash the driveway and all that stuff. So now we got everything in here. It's all here the way it's supposed to be. Hot water heater. Princess is happy. We've got hot water again. So you know that makes me ecstatic. The water softener seems to be working like it's supposed to, and we haven't used the hose yet. I just got this up. But that's what my honeydew chores were today, but we've got it done. I think everything's working. Film at 11. I'll keep our fingers crossed.